Ayala effect and fan base behind me is gonna be funny. She's carrying the crowd, so it's gonna be interesting.
$140, a royal blue kit, a 21-year-old Filipina ranked number 20 in the world, and a Nike marketing budget that, according to photos fans have been circulating across social media this week, is reportedly now climbing the sides of buildings in New York City. Alex Eala is not the highest-ranked player at the 2026 US Open. She is not American. She is not a Grand Slam champion. And yet, somehow, as the biggest tournament on the North American calendar approaches, she has become the face Nike has chosen to promote. The question the entire WTA locker room is reportedly asking behind closed doors is simple. Why her? Why now? And what does Nike know that the rest of the tour has not yet accepted? To understand the scale of Nike's investment, you need only one number. Alex Eala is the first Filipina in history to break into the WTA top 20 and the first ever to win a WTA 500 title after defeating Jessica Pegula in the Washington, D.C. Open final. That is a credential Nike is building its campaign around. Everything Nike has done over the last 12 months has been oversized compared with her ranking. And on August 20th, 2025, the story took a dramatic turn. That was the day Eala walked into Nike's New York City headquarters, posted a two-word Instagram caption, New York, New York, and sparked a conversation throughout the tour that has not quieted since. Because Nike does not typically fly players ranked in the 70s to its global headquarters during the build-up to a Grand Slam, and Nike does not usually create solo Grand Slam commercials for athletes who have never won a major. Nike has historically poured its New York City billboard real estate into American stars. Madison Keys received that treatment after winning the 2025 Australian Open, with her image photographed across the Manhattan skyline alongside the Nike swoosh. Now, reports circulating through Filipino tennis communities and tennis-focused social media accounts suggest that Nike is preparing the same kind of billboard treatment for Eala during the 2026 US Open cycle. The mainstream press has not confirmed the specific locations, but the buzz is undeniable, and the trail of evidence Nike has already left in public makes it feel less like speculation and more like an inevitability. The higher-ranked veterans on Nike's roster have said nothing publicly. They do not need to. Their silence is part of the story. Start with the pattern, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. In July 2025, Nike designed a custom Sampaguita hair tie for Eala's Wimbledon center court debut, with the Sampaguita being the national flower of the Philippines. Brands do not create nation-specific microproducts for role players. That is franchise-level language. It is the same design philosophy Nike applied to Naomi Osaka's Haitian-Japanese identity in 2019. Then came August 2025 and the Vogue Philippines cover. Eala fronted the campaign exclusively in Nike attire, photographed by Mark Nickdow as part of a coordinated editorial feature titled Alex Eala Honors Heritage, in her custom Nike shirt. Sponsors do not usually coordinate Vogue covers. National icon rollouts do. Days later, she posted from Nike's New York City headquarters. Days after that, the tournament began on August 24th, 2025, at Louis Armstrong Stadium. Eala walked onto the court to face world number 14 Clara Tauson, wearing Nike Vapor Pro 3 premium shoes that would eventually become part of her own signature player collection at Tennis Warehouse. She lost the second set 2-6 and fell behind 5-1 in the deciding tiebreak. Then, in front of a New York crowd that had expected a routine upset in the other direction, she won 7 of the next 8 points and closed it out 7-6 in the 11th. The Nike commercial that aired across social media weeks later featured that exact stadium, that exact silhouette, and that exact royal blue palette. The bet had paid off on the court. Nike had already aimed its camera toward. Fast forward to October 2025, when Sports Illustrated reportedly wrote the sentence out loud. Then, in February 2026, Nike flew Eala to its global headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon, for a personalized welcome ceremony and posted the caption, Salamat Sampaguita, thank you for visiting, on Nike's corporate account. The audience in Manila understood exactly what that meant before anyone in Beaverton had to translate it. Compress the timeline, and the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Wimbledon custom Filipino product. August Vogue cover and a New York City top 20 breakthrough. October signature tier retail language. February Oregon coronation. And now, in August 2026, a solo commercial, a $140 royal blue kit, a court-ready Grand Slam dress on shelves, and reports of billboards rising above the crowds heading into Flushing Meadows. Every Filipino fan who called this 2 years ago, who insisted Eala was not a novelty or diversity checkbox but the next global Nike face, was reading the signals that sports insiders were still refusing to see. The receipts are now on the sides of buildings Sports Illustrated has been publishing since 1954. It is the American magazine that helped turn tennis stars into cultural monuments. From Billie Jean King's covers to Serena Williams being named Sports Illustrated Sportsperson of the Year, when Psy's tennis desk writes about a player, the word carried a weight of 7 decades of establishment credibility to in October 2025. Psy writer Alex Wong published a line that appeared to settle the argument. Alex Eala, he wrote, had officially arrived as a legitimate contender on the WTA tour. That is not fan account language. That is not simply Filipino diaspora enthusiasm. It is one of the most established American sports voices saying out loud what Nike had already committed millions of dollars to. The Washington Post reinforced a narrative days earlier, framing the 2025 U.S. Open as an athleisure war and identifying Nike as taking the aggressive position, with Eala emerging as its newest primary asset in the fight. When SI and the Washington Post are telling the same story from different angles, the narrative is no longer easy to dismiss that Nike's decision is not really just about Alex Eala. It is about geography. Throughout the modern era of tennis marketing, Nike's franchise-level budget has largely flowed toward American, European, and Japanese athletes. Serena, Sharapova, Osaka. Southeast Asia was rarely part of the equation. The Philippines, a nation of more than 100 million people and home to one of the world's largest sneaker-buying diasporas, was never the obvious answer to a Nike growth strategy. Now it is. That is what the reported billboards represent. Not simply one athlete's rise, but an entire market being welcomed into the tennis conversation for the first time at franchise scale. Watch the calendar. The 2026 U.S. Open run from August 23rd through September 13th, and Eala's Fan Week exhibition against Eva Jovic on August 27th at Arthur Ashe Stadium is already positioned as a major marketing set piece. After that, Nike's next confirmed product drop is a Wimbledon 2026 Vapor Pro 3 White and Universe Gold colorway. Every one of these events is a checkpoint. Every one represents another wall in New York, Manila, or London that Nike now has permission to buy. Tournament directors are watching who fills the seats. Nike is telling them who does, but the record is not spotless. 4 days after the Towson upset, Eala returned to the U.S. Open grounds and lost her second-round match to Spain's Cristina Buxa, 6-4, 6-3. 8 days after the Nike NYC headquarters post, her 2025 U.S. Open run was over. She did not disappear. She did not hide. Instead, she wrote about it in her own words. After an earlier loss, she posted a reminder that even when dreams come with bad days, there is still a reason to be grateful for living them. Within months of that Buxa defeat, she was holding a WTA 500 trophy in Washington after defeating Jessica Pegula, 4-6, 6-4, 6-0. It was the shortest possible arc from a Grand Slam second-round exit to the first title of her career. 2 words on Instagram in August. A Sampaguita hair tie at Wimbledon. A tiebreak clawed back from 5-1. A Vogue cover. An Oregon ceremony delivered in Filipino. A royal blue kit hanging in Nike store for $140. And now, reportedly, her face on the walls of the city hosting the final Grand Slam of the year. Nike did not put Alex Eala at the center of its U.S. Open campaign simply because she is ranked number 20 in the world. Nike put her there because it has already decided she could become the face of a market it has never fully owned. And every veteran on the WTA who assumed the New York skyline still belonged to them is quietly realizing they may not have been invited to that conversation. Here is a question worth arguing over. Is Nike investing in Alex Eala because she is already a superstar, or is Nike manufacturing the next tennis superstar in real time, right in front of us? Stake your claim in the comments and be specific. If you believe this campaign ends with Eala inside the WTA top 10 by the end of 2026, subscribe and put your prediction on record. This channel is going to track every billboard, every commercial, every Nike drop, and every match on the road to Arthur Ashe. Predict the outcome now, on the record, and let us see which side of history you land on when the trophy